close that door so I'm not just shouting to the rooftops. Obergefell v. Hodges. Let's go! Here we got the basics of who, what, when, where, and why. Maybe. Who? James Obergefell, his deceased husband, John Arthur, a bunch of other same-sex couples who had the same problems, which we'll get to in a hot second, versus Richard Hodges, Ohio Department of Health, and a bunch of other states that had the exact same problem. What? Due process clause / equal protection clause of the 14th Amendment and on gay marriage. When? 2012 to 2015. Where? Ohio. Of course it was Ohio. God, I'm depressed. The plaintiff, James accused the defendant, the state of Ohio, of discriminating against same-sex couples and violating the 14th Amendment, specifically the Due Process Clause and the Equal Protection Clause. As I said earlier, there was not much of a precedent prior to this case on how to deal with same-sex marriages. 36 of the 50 states legalized same-sex marriage and attempted to treat them equally. I say attempted because I don't know how same-sex couples were treated in the legalized states, and I don't want to look it up because it will simply decrease my serotonin production, and increase my depression, and consequently my medication from 15 milligrams to 20 or 25, so I'd rather not. Here's a quote from the Wikipedia on this case, which uses several required vocabulary words and explains how it got to the Supreme Court. Explains how it got to the Supreme Court. Two birds with one stone. Yes! Between January 2012 and February 2014. Excuse me, 2014. Plaintiffs in Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, and Tennessee filed federal district courts cases that culminated in Obergefell v. Hodges. After all, district courts ruled for the plaintiffs.
The rulings were appealed. I need something to read this with. The rulings were appealed to the 6th Circuit. That's hard to say. That's incredibly hard to say. The 6th Circuit. Nice. In November 2014, following a series of appeals court rulings that year from the 4th, 7th, 9th, and 10th Circuits, that state level. Oh my gosh. A bunch of circuits. I stated that state level ban on same-sex marriage were unconstitutional.
You can tell that I just copy-pasted this from the Wikipedia. Basically, the long and short of it is that eventually all of these court cases were going through and the people were just like, actually no, bans on same-sex marriage are actually constitutional, which means they're okay, which I'm not okay with. And eventually, this all culminated in Obergefell v. Hodges. The one where it actually went correctly. Oh my god! I thought my computer was gonna fall. As I just said, there were several other cases that also described states refusing to marry same-sex couples / refusing to recognize their marriage. So eventually appeals all rolled in, and here we are at the Supreme Court with Obergefell v. Hodges. After about 2 hours, according to the recordings on Oyez, it's right there. They cited 5 to 4 for Obergefell, aka the majority opinion was that the 14th Amendment requires both marriage licensing, how do you say that word? Licensing, thank you, and recognition for recognition for same-sex couples. Yes! The judges at the time were as follows: Robert, Scalia, Kennedy, Thomas, Ginsburg, Breyer, Alito? Yeah, Sotomayor, and the dissenting, how do I say this? The ones who wrote dissenting opinions were Roberts, Scalia, Thomas, and Alito. Ow, my foot. The ones who wrote concurring opinions were Kennedy, Ginsburg, Breyer, Sotomayor and Kagan. So.
Wow.
Yeah. Something that I find beautiful from this case, because I found it. No, I didn't find it. You did. Thanks, bro. On the Mr. Beat, not Mr. Beast, Mr. Beat video on this, there was a Kennedy quote that I really liked, so I'm stealing it. They would misunderstand these men and women to say they disrespect the idea of marriage. Their plea is that they do respect it so deeply that they seek to find its fulfillment in themselves. Their hope is to not be condemned to live in loneliness, excluded from one of civilization's oldest institutions. They ask for equal dignity in the eyes of the law. The Constitution grants them that right. Thank you, Judge Kennedy! Because of you, I can get married eventually! I need water, man. I got water. Almost choked. Okay, so now I'm supposed to defend my opinion how I think that Obergefell v. Hodges was ruled in the correct direction. Man, I love debating my rights for everyone to see. I don't actually care. It's fine. I'm just a little bit mad that this is still an issue today. Anyway, it's not time to get into that. It's time to get into why I should have rights. So how this is gonna work is I'm gonna say an opinion as to why same-sex marriage shouldn't be a thing, and then I'm gonna... I don't want to say debunk it, but that's the only word that's coming to mind, so and then I'm gonna be debunk it with a lot of stuttering along the way because I can't speak. So, suppose this shouldn't be allowed because of some sort of religion. If one of my friends is on a diet, that doesn't mean I can't eat cake. Try again. I'm gonna get my head chopped off for that joke. Let them eat cake. Let me eat cake. Ah! Oh god, I got a cramp in my neck with that one. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm good. This shouldn't be allowed because it's unnatural. Dolphins are bisexual. Penguins can be gay, and most of them can't tell other penguins' genders. Bees can switch gender by disrupting a single gene. Some species of fungi have thousands of sexes, and the list goes on and on and on about homosexuality in nature. Try again. This shouldn't be allowed because it affects my rights as a straight person. Let's say 2 straight couples live as neighbors. One of them, couple A, is married, and the other one, couple B, is not. Couple B wants to get married, and this doesn't affect couple A at all. It would be the exact same if couple B was a same-sex couple. Couple A isn't affected at all if couple B gets married, no matter what the genders are. Try again. Oh god, this shouldn't be allowed because the children won't understand. It takes one simple conversation to explain that sometimes girls like girls and boys like boys. I'm not gonna get into gender stuff that much, but right now is the time for that. It takes one conversation. Again, one conversation. Sometimes people's brains don't match their bodies. Children are much more concerned with Lego buildings and Minecraft and Fortnite and whatever else is new. Try again. Oh god, this shouldn't be allowed because it wasn't like this before. Times change. What's the quote that I need from... I'm just gonna finish that one from here. Times change, so you can either get with it or get out of the fucking way. That's a Sacco reference, if you don't get it. Watch Bo Burnham's Inside.
Woo, free advertising.
This is a look. Again. This shouldn't be allowed because it will push straights into obscurity. There is so much straight media that it is legitimately impossible to do that, even if we wanted to, which we don't. Obviously. We're just trying to get equal rights here, man. Try again. I don't know if I said try again after the last one. Try again. This shouldn't be allowed because same-sex couples will be happier than straight couples. Why are you against people being happy? Try again. If that's an actual thought that has gone inside someone's brain, I am sorry for them. Get help. Please.
Take a little sip of the water.
Oh god. Oh wait, shoot. No! My camera cut off on me, don't worry about it. This shouldn't be allowed because I don't understand it. Love is always a complicated thing, and there will always be things you will not understand. Every person on this earth has had a different experience from another person, and consequently, just because you don't understand it, doesn't mean you can't accept it. Let me repeat, just because you don't understand it, doesn't mean you can't accept it and respect it. This has been an issue for so long. I'm afraid of my rights getting taken away every other week. It's kind of hard to be optimistic when the place that I live in is still debating on whether or not I can exist how I am. Try harder. And try again, because that got a little bit heavy. I'm sorry.
This shouldn't be allowed because all gays think that they're automatically right about everything. Whee!
Number one. What the f***? No. I'm not right about everything. What? I'm wrong about a lot of I'm wrong about a lot of shit, man. Number two, there's always going to be people who think they're automatically right, no matter what their sexual or romantic orientation is. Like, like Karens. They think they're automatically right about everything, when usually they're not. There's always gonna be people like that. And just to say that all of this one thing is that type of person just isn't correct. There's always gonna be bad apples in every community. Like, why make that the stereotype for all of them? Why? Anyways, that's the end of
My stuff. Should probably close this out like more formally, but I don't know, man. I got nothing. I mean, I get like here's my sources or something, if I can even find them anymore. Here's the music I used. Thanks, teacher, for letting me do a video project instead of an essay, because I don't like writing essays. I don't know if you can see my face right now. If you can, hey, what's up? How you doing? And if you can't, hey, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, that's the video editing program that I used. It's free and it's lovely. I'm gonna take one more sip on camera before I go.
I throat whistled. Nice.
Alright, bye.
I'm gonna pop up from down here. Hopefully this works. Hold on.